Are you just completely exhausted by dating apps, the endless swiping, and getting into relationships that seem to take way more than they give? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. But what if the whole solution isn't about finding a better partner, but about building a better life? Okay, let's get into this.
So let's start with a number, 45%. This one number, according to forecasts from Morgan Stanley, gives us a really interesting peek into our very near future.
And here's what that number actually means. We're talking about women between the ages of 25 and 44. By 2030, that would be the largest share in history. So you see, this conversation we're having isn't some niche topic. It's quickly becoming the mainstream experience for a huge part of the population.
Now, this trend isn't just happening out of the blue. Nope. It's being fueled by this widespread and, let's be honest, deeply felt burnout with how dating works right now. So let's take a look at why so many people are feeling this way.
I mean, this quote from a Guardian article, I bet it hits home for a lot of people. It's this kind of blunt honesty that just perfectly captures a core frustration, right? The feeling that dating has somehow become a net negative in your life.
And here's another one that just nails it. This idea of adding a second job, all the emotional labor and the caretaking without really getting that same support back, this is a theme that comes up again and again. It's a massive driver of the exhaustion we're all talking about.
So what are people really looking for? When you look at the list, it's not like it's impossible. We're talking about kindness, shared values, emotional intelligence. But the real kicker, the most crucial point, is that last one. People are looking for a partner who adds to their already full life, not someone who drains it.
Okay, so here's where we flip the script. We've spent all this time talking about all the problems with dating. But what if we're focusing on the wrong thing altogether? What if the secret isn't about fixing dating, but about building a life that's so good, dating becomes totally optional? And that brings us to this really powerful and maybe unfamiliar idea, the third place. This is the very core of our blueprint for building that incredible life. It's an idea that shifts our focus away from romantic connection and toward community connection. So, what on earth is a third place? Okay, here's the simple version. The term comes from a sociologist named Ray Oldenburg. Your home is your first place. Your job is your second place. A third place is basically anywhere else you go to just unwind and connect with people. Think of places like cafes, parks, libraries, even community centers. And what's so cool is when you break down the hidden magic of these spots. They're neutral ground, right? You can come and go as you please. They almost always have regulars, and they're built around conversation with this playful, super low-pressure vibe. It's where real community just happens.
And this right here, this is the new mindset. The goal isn't to find a relationship to fill some kind of void. No, it's to build a life that's so full of purpose and friendship and joy that a partner is simply a wonderful bonus, not a requirement for your happiness.
Okay, so that's the what and the why. Now let's get into the how. This is the practical, hands-on part of the blueprint, how you can actually intentionally start building this kind of life for yourself. Let's kick this section off with another number, 150. And this isn't random. It's a concept from anthropology that gives us a really powerful framework for thinking strategically about our social lives.
So this is called Dunbar's number. And the idea is that our brains can only really handle about 150 meaningful relationships at a time. This is exactly why being intentional is so critical. You just can't be everything to everyone, so you really have to choose where you invest your social energy.
So to make this super practical, we can borrow from a framework called the 7 Ps of community, but we'll simplify it for just one person. Here's a safe, doable way to start. Just focus on these first 4 steps: purpose, people, place, and participation.
First up, purpose. You have got to get specific. Saying, I want to meet new people is way too vague. But a clear purpose, something like, I want to connect with other women who are into urban hiking and creative writing, well, now you've got a direction. It acts like a filter.
Next, people. This is all about finding your crowd. And here's something that almost no one talks about. It means you have to be a little bit exclusive. Knowing who your community isn't for is actually what creates that amazing, strong sense of belonging for the people who are the right fit.
And that brings us to place and participation. It's pretty simple. You find a place, and you show up consistently. This consistency creates something called a community flywheel. And it's such a powerful idea. Your repeated effort starts to build its own momentum, until, eventually, the community starts generating its own energy and connection, even without you pushing it. So, after all this work, what's the ultimate reward? It's actually not about finding a partner.
It's about finding a whole new relationship with yourself and with your own life.
I mean, wow, this quote just says everything, doesn't it? This is the goal. To build a life that feels so good, so rich, so complete all on its own, that you only let people in, whether it's romantic or not, if they make it even better. That, right there, is true power.
So just to be super clear here, this whole approach isn't anti-love. Not at all. It's pro-life, your life. It's about shifting the foundation of your happiness from some potential someone else to the community and purpose and joy that you build for yourself, starting right now.
So, you have the blueprint. The question now is, what are you going to do with it? What is one small, tiny step you can take this week? Seriously, maybe it's just visiting that local board game cafe, or joining a hiking group you saw online, or even just going to the same coffee shop twice this week. Start small.
Hey, if any of this resonated with you, I can almost guarantee you know someone else who's feeling that exact same dating burnout. Do them a favor and share this with them, because really, the best way to start building community is by helping someone else do the same thing.
If this touched your heart, please subscribe, like, and share it with your family. Save this for more meaningful content ahead.